opens with a powerful one. Pete Weber, 5'7", 135 pounds, 56th television appearance. His record in games, 59 wins, 39 losses, 217 average. Pete has won from every position.
He's got 4 titles from the #1 position, that stutter step, 5.5 step delivery, that high backswing, tremendous pivot step, the good follow through and extension. As good of natural talent as I've ever seen in the sport of bowling. Tournament leader, going for 2 in a row. Wow, tough break, the solid 9. We haven't seen too many of them this year, Chris, because the PBA has been putting a longer oil pattern down. The ball doesn't break quite as quickly, but we said on the synthetic lane surface, as you see the ball cutting the 5-pin right off the 9, synthetic lane surface, the last 15 feet, hook a little bit more. That's what caused the 9.
Last year, Pete's first visit to the Baltimore area, he was 3rd to Danny Weissman in winning at Woodlawn. Del Ballard, in his 3rd match, 2 victories today.
Wrinkle, wrinkle. Oh, yeah.
Both these players have international experience. Probably the most well-documented by Del Ballard Jr. in 1988. He went over to the Summer Olympics in Seoul, Korea, observed the Olympics bowling matches over there, ironically or surprisingly won by a Korean. He says there's packed crowds in Korea.
Set up, set up. Do it fast. Jerked up on it.
He tagged himself that title.
You're right, Chris. He jerked up on the shot. He said it. We talked about it earlier. What he has to do is get the ball over in that 3-pin zone and drive it over in the 3-pin over in the 4-7 zone. We've seen similar combinations earlier today.
Down the lane.
He hurried that shot terribly. Terribly quick. Oh, just didn't take his time. A little upset.
Boy, a tremendous loss of wood. If he just gets 2 of these pins, he'd have had 4 more pins in the scoreboard. Instead of having 52 in the 3rd frame, he now has only 48. Pete Weber's right back in the match.
And we're given an opportunity like his father, Dick Weber. They jump on opportunities. Like you, Bo. You St. Louis folks are tough.
Thank you.
Well, let's describe, Pete describes his thoughts when he steps up on that approach. Here's what he said.
Well, in the championship round, when I'm sitting there just waiting to bowl, I'm not thinking about anything. That's the farthest thing from my mind is bowling. But when I get on the approach, all I think about is getting up, throwing a good shot, and making the best shot I know how.
And that was not one of them. 3-6-10.
Well, Pete, whether he wins or loses, we'll be heading back to St. Louis, Chris, and that's my hometown, and that's where you'll be heading tomorrow evening.
That's right. In fact, all of us are going there. Frank Esposito, Carol Letty, Larry Cam, for the 2nd Salute to Champions, honoring Marion Ladewig, Ike Herbert of Coca-Cola, and the ABC Sports President, Dennis Swanson. There it is. Beautiful style. We needed it. Pete Weber leading by 12 pins in our championship match in Maryland. We'll be back. You're looking at Texan Del Ballard, winner of 2 games, trailing by 12 against Pete Weber. Open frame, now shooting in the 4th. Nice comeback. Using all the lane, I might add. We're in Baltimore, home to Babe Ruth, as we documented at the beginning of our show. Edgar Allan Poe, H.L. Mencken, the author and journalist, American painter Rembrandt Peale, and our stage manager, Tom Gatewood. Twice All-American at Notre Dame, but more important, he was 3 times All-Academic All-American at Notre Dame. Played with the Giants, too. We like his hometown. We come here often.
Ballard drifting high in the fifth frame after a strike in the fourth. Trails Pete Weber by 12 pins. You see the pin action here. Almost leads to 4-6. 6 pin on the right-hand part of your screen being pushed out. Easy spare for Ballard, but he'll trail by 12.
Okay, now Pete Weber. Pete open with a strike, spare. Now shooting in the 5th frame.
Pete, the full approach, bowled his first 300 game when he was only 12 years old. I think a few younger, around 11-year-old group, have done it since.
So there again, the 3-6-10.
Well, he converted that the previous frame on the left-hand lane. Pete cuts his hook down, uses about 22 miles an hour of speed across lane. Needs to get the ball just to the right of the 3. He'll remain in the lead with the conversion.
Just does come up. You know, Bo, as we look at Kim Schultheis, Pete's fiance, come to Baltimore, every time we look at Fort McHenry, we realize that she guarded Baltimore's harbor against the British, and that's where Francis Scott Key, a Baltimore lawyer, witnessed the bombardment of the fort, and he wondered if the flag was still there. This prompted him to pen the Star-Spangled Banner. And boy, we have a lot to be patriotic about after what's happened with our Commander-in-Chief, President George Bush, and General Schwarzkopf, and Neil, you name them.
Pete Weber a little bit queried about, or confused about what to do on the lane condition. He's going almost straight down and in. And the only thing Peter can do here is use his power, try to bounce the ball, bounce a pin out from the 4-7 zone, but he doesn't want to give up the pin carry. It's a tough shot.
Okay, so now Pete Weber trailing by 5, and Ballard, like Weber, when the door is open, they'll jump on it. 6th frame, Ballard. Like that. Coming up next on Wide World of Sports, a rising young heavyweight star named Riddick Bowe. Perfect record on the line against spoiler Terrell Biggs. Plus, the Jeep Superstars, directed by our director, Larry Kim. And how about a report on the start of the Iditarod Trail sled dog race? Wide World.
Big shot, 7th frame.
Good hook. Yeah!
The last moment, the 7 goes down.
All right, let's see if Weber can get on track. As you see Del Ballard playing that slightly inside line, just outside the second arrow, swinging out the edge, just ripping the rack apart. Has put Weber behind by 15 pins. Pete just going to dig down now the last 4 frames, give it all he's got.
You wanted that.
Plus, he made a very smart move. Pete moved farther left on the approach, slowed the ball down, and let it hook a lot more. He had been going what we call down and in, pretty straight at the pocket. The first 6 frames with no success, made the adjustment there, and he knows he needs strikes. Remember, Chris, he hasn't bowled a game under 200 all week long. A new record, 42 consecutive.
And he won 2 titles last year in his hometown of St. Louis and in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
This young man has averaged almost $4,000 for every week he's ever put on his shoes in a professional career. That is by far the highest per money rate per week. And right now he trails by 15 pins with just 3 frames left.
Young man that's earned $1,190,762. That strike came in the 8th frame. With a double working and shooting in the 8th, Del Ballard leading by 15.
Come on, you can make better shots than that. Come on.
And we talked about when we ran a replay of Del Ballard's style, the key to him is staying down at the line. When he raises up on that pivot step, he throws the ball high. He's done it a number of times today, and right here in the 8th frame, he raises up, gets a good break and leaves only the 3-pin, but he opens the door for Pete Weber. And that's one of the really common habits a player has, even a pro, of raising up as they go into the side step and the release step. A good tip is stay down and get a good long follow-through and extension as Pete Weber contemplates the last 2 frames.
What a competitor. And Bo, would you say that General Powell and Secretary of Defense Cheney are competitors?
They play for keeps. These players are playing for a little money and a lot of fun and a great lifestyle, but our troops did such a wonderful job. I agree with you. I'm proud of all of them. Now Weber needs a strike here to put some pressure on and possibly win the match.
We have 4 pins separating these 2 champions. Pete Weber with 15 titles, Triple Crown. His opponent, Del Ballard, needs only 1 part, the PBA National, to be the 4th Triple Crown winner, Bo, and he's won 5 total and all big ones.
Yes, he is. That man knows how to win, but he's going against a proven winner with that mystique, the Weber mystique. He needs a strike here to take the lead.
Almost a move at the end of his run out like his father, Dick.
Well, Dick Weber was known for winning late in the matches, and Pete is coming from behind right now. He cannot shut out Del Ballard as Kim Schulteis looks on, Pete's fiancée. Weber can finish with 213. Ballard still has a potential 217.
Pete gave it his best shot. Here at the end, Bo, stringing 4. Wow.
Tell you, the top players today, and I have to credit all the fellows, especially in today's championship round, when they really need it, as they said, going for the wheat out here, have thrown the ball so well. Weber waited on that shot, made a great shot under pressure, and has now forced Ballard to get 2 strikes.
Cool, collected, tough, talented. Same can be said of Del Ballard. 2 strikes, and again, Bo, 7 pins?
That would take the title. Anything less, it's Weber's championship.
We had this scenario earlier. It's been a great afternoon. We hope you've all enjoyed it.
That you want.
Robert Lawrence in the first match against Walter Ray Williams Jr. was in the same situation. Needed 2 strikes and a 7 count to win. He did just that. Now his roommate, Del Ballard Jr., needs a strike and 7 for all the money.
Come on! Yeah, baby! Get the score!
Two Tigers on the approaches here at Fairlane's King Point.
I've never seen Del Ballard so charged up, so aggressive, and 7 pins is no gimme. We've seen when the players seem to miss, they get 7 or less, so it's not over yet.
Oh, no. Even Pete Weber got up. Look at Pete.
Look at this,
Feeling
Chris.
terrible for his opponent.
What has happened? Ballard, needing 7 pins, has thrown in the channel and handed the title to Pete Weber. He has won when Ballard just needed 7 pins. What a turnaround. Here it is again, needing just 7 pins. Chris, in all the years we've sat here, we haven't seen a turnaround like that.
No, we haven't. And Pete Weber, who has been in a bowling family from day one with his great Hall of Fame dad, he knows exactly how the Texan Del Ballard, one of our favorites, feels as he immediately left the area, went to the locker room, and nevertheless, Pete Weber has won his 16th title, 213 to 207.